I've alluded to this, and I've never seen people I know who are not prone to being as offended or outraged as I am. The jaded types, talking about people like my like former producer Josh Orton. He doesn't get as offended by things as I do in some respects, but I saw him posting something on Facebook about this ad, and it really is stunningly disgusting. Understand that Obamacare is the Affordable Care Act is beginning open enrollment on October 1st. Certainly over the years, I hope that you are aware of my feeling that we should have single payer health care insurance. That to say that I was disappointed about the public option is an understatement. To say that I was upset about the cutting of funding, although apparently there's about 25 states that will get this, about funding that was to help start up nonprofit co-ops to compete in the exchanges, which happened in one of the debt ceiling deals, greatly underreported in my estimation, can also not be overstated. All of that said, you can put me in that group that my issues with Obamacare, to the extent that I am not for it, which I don't think is really accurate, it's because I want something that goes further. I don't like the edification of the private insurance industry, which was a business that essentially was in its own death spiral. That its own business model was failing, and they desperately needed this. They knew this even 15, 20 years ago, which is why they had the Heritage Foundation come up with this idea in the first place. As our population ages, their whole business of having a viable risk pool in which to spread the risk of people getting ill was going down the tubes. With all that said, there is undoubtedly benefits to Obamacare, better than the system we have now. Many of those are regulation in terms of guaranteed issue. In other words, you can't be denied if you have a pre-existing condition. Regulations which prevent insurance companies from essentially canceling your policy because you get sick. You put in a claim. They say, "Oh, you know what? You didn't fill out Form 14AB, and even though you've been paying us premiums for years, this is the case." Obviously, the regulation that allows for 26-year-olds to stay, or for kids to stay on their parents' plans until they're 26. Many states, the exchanges have really dramatically lowered the cost of insurance for individuals. You're going to see anywhere from about 25 million people who are going to get insurance for the first time, either through exchanges or through expansion of Medicaid. There's a whole raft of things I would have liked to have seen that aren't in this. With that said, the idea that you're going to spend hundreds of millions of dollars, perhaps, to try and convince young people they should not get health insurance so that it will make the exchanges and the risk pool dysfunctional, with the hopes of Obamacare collapsing in and of itself, is perhaps one of the most despicable agendas I could ever imagine any entity having. But then they top that. And I don't even know who put out this ad. It was by some Koch brothers funded, who knows what it was called. Americans for Freedom to get ill, or whatever it is.
I think it's Generation Opportunity.
Generation Opportunity, whatever the frick that means. We're going to play an ad. It's largely visual, but I can tell you what's going on over the course of that ad as it goes through. It starts off with a young woman who is maybe pregnant, unclear, going into a gynecologist's office. Let's start out the ad right here. She's in either a hospital or some type of doctor's office.
Oh, I see you chose to sign up for Obamacare.
Yeah, it's actually my first time here.
Okay,
Well,
pause it. Oh, it's actually my first time here. Well, it's good to see that this young pregnant woman has the opportunity to get health care, presumably as a function of Obamacare.
I'd also like to add that it begins with you're in a room with security camera footage everywhere, and you're zooming in on this one specific one, sort of like Big Brother is watching you as
Right,
you're in
and
the
it
hospital.
also allows them to do a series of these commercials to look in on everyone's. I wonder who's paying for that video camera security. Go ahead.
here we are then. Change it to a gown, and the doctor will see you soon.
Okay, well, your vitals look good. Any changes in your diet or exercise? All right, can you swing on over, scoot on down, and try to make yourself comfortable?
Okay, pause it. Now, the scoot on down thing is one of the oldest, hackiest sort of comedic aspects about going to your OBGYN. This is something that I've heard for years and years and years. So it's clear these copywriters really thought that they were getting edgy and comedic.
Okay, let's have a look.
Okay, and here is where pause it. This is where the doctor or nurse practitioner leaves the room, and then all of a sudden you'll hear the nefarious music, and an uncle, like a twisted Uncle Sam, shows up, and you'll hear the nefarious music. Okay, and pause it. And there we now pull out to the outside of the room, and we hear this woman scream as this Uncle Sam is basically, I don't know what he's about to do, but it's the illusions are. Oh, he puts on what's that?
The last.
Oh well, no, we
frame.
haven't gotten to that last clip there. Go ahead.
It cuts to don't let the government play doctor on a black screen. Opt out of Obamacare.
Right, and then you cut back to the guy, this crazy Uncle Sam, and he's holding forceps in his hand. We don't need to continue. Play it. Just this is. There's the forceps. Just absolutely reprehensible. But it really does hit a bunch of different right-wing hot buttons. They're sort of their rape fetish, their misogyny, and then they're just lying about what Obamacare is, because in fact it's not government-run health care. It is government-run health care insurance. It's not even government-run health care insurance. It's simply government-mandated health care insurance. I don't even know what the point is.
To make this ad more accurate for other things, you could just replace the creepy Uncle Sam with any of the Republicans who want to force women to get ultrasounds and stuff like that.
That's right. This is the party of forced vaginal probes. Just unbelievably despicable. Everyone associated with this really should load up on their suntan lotion, because they're going to be spending a long time in hell.
They're like serial killers who keep going back to the scene of the crime or something.
Yes, it's very weird.
It's
Very
just
weird.
Sickening.